So good morning to all of you. Today we start a new chapter. That chapter name is wave. So first we have to define waves. So waves is nothing but it is a kind of disturbance which carries an energy from one point to another without transferring the matter. After the completion of definition, there are the two types of waves. We divide waves on the basis of their medium. The first two types of waves The first wave is mechanical waves. Those waves which need a medium for their propagation is called mechanical waves, where the meaning of propagation means traveling. So I again repeat the mechanical waves. Those waves which need a medium for their propagation is called as mechanical waves. So examples for the mechanical waves are the waves produced on the surface of water is the first example. The second example of mechanical waves are sound waves. And the third example for the mechanical waves are the waves produced in a ring, the waves produced in a rope or thread. The second waves are non-mechanical waves. Those waves which do not need a medium are called non-mechanical waves. In the mechanical waves, we need a medium. In the non-mechanical waves, we do not need a medium for their propagation. These kind of waves are travel even in a vacuum also. So examples for the non-mechanical waves are light rays, X-rays, microwaves, etc. After the completion of these two types of waves, non-mechanical waves are also called as electromagnetic waves. Okay, waves means it is a kind of disturbance which carries an energy from one point to another without transferring the matter. After the completion of definition of wave, we have the two types of waves. The first wave is mechanical waves, second one is the non-mechanical waves. Mechanical waves means it is need a medium for their propagation, but non-mechanical waves can travel even in a vacuum also. Means this wave need a medium for their propagation, and this kind of waves do not need a medium for their propagation. After this, again we have to divide mechanical waves into two categories. We divide mechanical waves into two categories on the basis of the vibration of the particle. The first wave in mechanical waves is transverse waves. In these kind of waves, the particles are vibrating up and down like this. I will show the diagram. If this is the direction of propagation of light, or this is the direction of propagation of wave, so it is taken as A and B. AB is the direction of propagation of wave. If this is the direction of propagation of wave, in this type of wave, the particles are vibrating up and down like this. The particles are vibrating up and down. The particles are vibrating up and down. The particles are vibrating up and down. Up and down. these are the particles which are vibrating up and down. So I mention it C, D. AB is the direction of propagation of wave. CD is the vibrating of particle up and down. And here the angle is 90 degree. Okay, so this is your transverse waves. So example for the transverse wave are the waves produced in a rope or thread. So this is called as line of zero disturbance. Line of zero disturbance. Here we have to create a disturbance, like, and here we have to create a disturbance like this, up and down. So give a disturbance up and down. So you can see the wave like this. And this wave is further traveling along like this. Okay, so this particle is vibrating up, this particle is vibrating down. So this point is called as crust, and this point is called as trough. Crust and trough are observed in the transverse waves. So example for the transverse is, I will again repeat it, the waves produced in a rope or thread. The another example for the transverse waves are the waves produced on a surface of water. After the completion of transverse waves, we have another wave, we call it as longitudinal waves. If this is the direction of propagation of wave, so call it as AB. AB is the direction of propagation of wave. In this type of wave, the particles are vibrating to and fro or back and forth like this. To and fro, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro motion of a particle. Or we can also call it as back and forth. Back and forth. So example for the longitudinal waves are the sound waves. So again, I will again repeat it once again. So transverse waves, in the transverse waves, the particles are vibrating up and down, and the angle created by the particle is 90 degree. In this case, we got crest and trough. In the longitudinal waves, the particles are vibrating to and fro or back and forth. Here, the angle between vibration of particle and the direction of propagation, because both these are parallel to each other, so the angle is theta equals to 0 degree. But here the theta is 90 degree. But in this case, theta is equal to 0 because the vibration of the particle is along the direction of propagation of wave. Both these directions are same, both are parallel to each other, so that's why theta becomes 0 degree. Here the theta is 90 degree. For the example of longitudinal waves, we have to discuss one more concept. Here I have taken one diagram. In this diagram, you have seen a pipe. In this pipe, there is a air. This is the air present in the long pipe. This is the example for this concept to understand the longitudinal waves. This is the pipe. In this pipe, we have the air. Now you can see the air particles are equally distributed. Okay, you can see the equal spaces. In this second diagram, here is the piston. Here is the piston, and this piston is connected with the certain rod. If you move this piston, towards right, if you move this piston towards right, this piston pushes the air. This piston pushes the air, and this air, after pushing the air, this air comes compressed, or this air gets compressed. This air gets compressed like this. So this part of the air is get compressed. If the air gets compressed, so it means that where the compress is taken place, where the compression takes place, there is a decrease in volume. There is a decrease in volume, comma. Once the piston is moving towards right, the air gets compressed each other. It means that there is a decrease in volume, comma, increase in pressure. Increase in pressure. Increase in pressure. Increase in pressure, air density increases. Air density increases. Okay, once the piston moves towards right, there is a decrease in volume. Here is the decrease in volume, increase in pressure, pressure increases, means air density increases. Okay, if you again move the piston towards left, so it means that we have to move the piston once, we have to move the piston towards right one time, and again we have to move the piston towards left, once right and once again left. Once you move the piston towards right, there is a decrease in volume, increase in pressure, air density increases. Once you move the piston towards left, it means that in this case there is a increase in volume, decrease in pressure, increase in volume. In this case, increase in volume. In this case, decrease in pressure. In this case, decrease in pressure. In this case, air density decreases. In this case, air density decreases. So we called where there is a decrease in volume, increase in pressure, air density increases, this portion we call it as, in longitudinal waves, this portion in the longitudinal waves is called as compression. And this portion in a longitudinal waves is called as rarefaction. Okay. So in the transverse waves, we get crust and trough. In the longitudinal waves, we get compression and rarefaction. And it follows like this. Okay, after the completion of mechanical waves, transverse waves, longitudinal waves, we have one more concept. That concept is called as mechanism of propagation of waves. So we have to discuss this one. So it is the necessary condition for necessary condition for mechanism of propagation of waves. If the waves want to move from one point to another, there is two conditions for the medium. The two essential properties of the medium. If you want to move the waves, if you want to move the waves from one point to another, there is compulsory condition or essential properties of the medium. So medium have two essential properties to move the travel from one point to another. The first point is to move the wave from one point to another is the first condition is elasticity. And the second condition is inertia. Mechanism of propagation of waves depends upon two essential properties of the medium. The first one is elasticity, the second one is inertia. Let us discuss how it works. So this is the diagram. So you have to consider this diagram. This is the diagram to understand the mechanism of propagation of waves. So I already draw a diagram. In this diagram, xy is the horizontal surface of water. So xy is the horizontal surface of water. So O is the middle point of this surface. So let us start this concept. When we throw a stone at point O, the particle at O moves down. The particle at O means when we throw a stone at point O, the particle at O starts moving downwards. Like this. It starts moving from O to A. During the motion of particle from O to A, the restoring force comes into play. And the restoring force acts in the direction of O. It acts in the direction of O. So when the particle starts moving from O to A, the restoring force develops in the water, and the restoring force acts towards O, and the particle moving downwards. So this particle has to do a work against the restoring force. So in this case, in the particle, the energy is stored. That energy is your potential energy. The potential energy of the particle at A. So at A point, the particle is having energy, and that energy is called as potential energy because the particle has to do a work against the restoring force. So that work is stored as a potential energy of a particle at A. Once the particle reaches at A, the particle starts moving upward. The particles start moving upwards because due to the restoring force. The particle starts moving towards O due to the restoring force. And this potential energy is completely converted into the kinetic energy. When the particle reaches at O due to the restoring force, the potential energy is completely converted into the kinetic energy. So it means that at point O, the particle is having kinetic energy. But due to the inertia, the particle not stops at O. It goes further. Or it passes the point O, or it also called as the particle overshoot. The particle overshoot at O, and it goes upward, and it reaches at a point B. Once this particle moving towards B, again the restoring force comes into play, and the restoring force act in the downward direction. The particle at O moves upward due to the inertia, and the kinetic energy at point O, the kinetic energy is again converted into the potential energy. Once the particle reaches at B, the kinetic energy is completely converted into the potential energy. Once the particle reaches at B, the restoring force acts in the downward direction. Due to this restoring force, again the particle comes down. Due to the restoring force, again the potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy. So this is the mechanism of propagation of waves. Once again I have to repeat it. From point O, when the stone hits the particle at O, the particle starts moving downwards. During the motion of particle from O to A, the restoring force comes into play, and this particle has to do a work against the restoring force. So at A, the particle is having a potential energy, and once the particle is having potential energy, after reaching the point A, the particle starts moving towards O due to the restoring force, and the potential energy is completely converted into the kinetic energy. Due to the kinetic energy, it overshoots the O position. It passes from the O position, and the kinetic energy is completely converted into the potential energy at B. Due to the restoring force, the particle again starts moving downwards. In this case, the potential energy is completely converted into the kinetic energy. So in today's class, we have discussed waves. In these waves, wave is nothing but it is a kind of disturbance which carries an energy from one point to another without transferring the matter. After the definition of waves, there are two types of waves. We divide these two types of waves. We have to divide these two types of waves on the basis of their medium. Mechanical waves, non-mechanical waves. In the mechanical waves, we need a medium for their propagation. Propagation means traveling. And the another wave is non-mechanical wave. In this type of waves, we do not need a medium for their propagation. This type of waves can also travel in a vacuum also. And the non-mechanical waves are also called as electromagnetic waves. Example for the mechanical waves are sound waves, the waves produced on the surface of water, the waves produced in a ring. Non-mechanical waves, for the non-mechanical waves, we have the radio waves, microwaves, light rays, X-rays are the example for the non-mechanical waves. After this, we have again divided mechanical waves on the basis of the vibration of the particle. In the mechanical wave, the first wave is the transverse waves. In the transverse wave, the particles are vibrating up and down, and AB is the direction of propagation of wave. In this case, the particles are vibrating up and down, so it makes an angle of 90 degree. In the transverse waves, we get crust and trough. For example, for the transverse waves are the waves produced in a rope or thread, and the longitudinal waves are the waves. In the longitudinal waves, the particles are vibrating to and fro or back and forth. Here the angle is because this particle vibrating up and this particle are vibrating back and forth, so this is parallel to this, so theta is equals to 0 degree. After the completion of longitudinal waves, we have the mechanism of propagation of waves. In this mechanism of propagation of waves, we need two essential properties of the medium. The first property is elasticity, second property is inertia. So, in today's class, we have to stop at this point. In the next class, we have to discuss another concept of wave.